Interesting. I just rewatched what I just spoke, and I seem to be very cold. Not intentional. I on this anyway is something I wrote with Katie, a childhood friend. I was a friend with her from kindergarten until the year she decided to get married, and she was my first love. And I don't speak with her no more. My jealousy destroyed the friendship, and I chased her away and made her made my mind see her as the enemy. That is a dangerous thing, and there's no way to heal it. I have not read this myself since I wrote it, probably. I'm not even sure if it's dated. Okay, it is. It's dated for 1996. But here I go. I'll attempt to read it out loud. There's a code at the top. Heaven equals myself, which equals River / my best friend. I'm not positive what that means yet. Star equals Katie. And then it says change to one person. Apparently a note for myself. Then it's dated 1996. I was 14 years old when I wrote this. For the first time in their life, Heaven and Star were separated. Star listened to her twins' dying words. Never forget me. I'll come back for you. Remember me. Don't forget. Star started to cry, still holding her sister's lifeless hand, trying to understand her words. There's a bunch of stars, so I think time passes. Sitting on a cloud, Heaven looked down at her sister. She was at her funeral. River, her new boyfriend, came up to Heaven and sat down next to her. We died in a head-on collision. Some guy in a white robe told me, and he told me to tell you that you will be going back as the animal of your choice. Why? I asked, forgetting the words. She had told her sister to look for your twin, he explained. Remembering, well, this is hard to read. Remembering, she ran to the man and said, "Wolf." The next thing she knew, she was sitting in a very large field. A dove flew down to her and told her that River will come with her, but not until she gets hit. Well, this is morbid, apparently. Then the dove flew back to where she came from. And I have periods where there shouldn't be any. Now that Heaven could see hills in the distance, maybe a day's worth of traveling. But what could a small pup like herself do? She turned around and saw a forest, and with her nose in the air, she got up and walked toward the forest, looking for some sign of a pack or a lone wolf that would adopt her, till she knew what to do. She walked for about 3 hours. Her feet hurt, and she was hungry. There's not much you can do with a 17-year-old mind and a 8-week-old wolf body. Where's your mother? A voice spoke. Heaven turned around, hair is raised and teeth bared, as she faced the black adult female wolf. Whoa! I won't hurt you. I just want to know where your parents are. There's sketches on the back of each page. I settled down and told her my story, and she believed me. All the animal kingdom knew about God and his powers. Well, Heaven, you look hungry. Come, you can stay with me till you feel you can move on. So I followed her. but she insisted that she carried me, so she picked me up by the scruff and carried me to her den, where I ate regurgitated deer meat. Then I slept next to the black wolf, whose name is Sasha. Her mate, Blizzard, another black wolf, said he'd take me to town Okeem in the morning to find Star. Sasha's pups had all died at birth, but she didn't mind because she wasn't ready for a family yet. The next morning, Blizzard fed me some more deer meat and took me to the brook for a drink. Then we headed for town. It was about 5 hours away through the forest. When we came to Star's house, a big St. Bernard greeted us, only to tell us bad news. Star had moved to the country, just over the Green Valley Hills. We left with heavy hearts, and when we came to the den, I went in and cried. How can I find my sister now? Blizzard came up to me sometime during the next week. I did some researching. I found out that the Green Valley Hills are on the other side of the forest. I take you. I'll take you to the foot of the hills, but then you're on your own. We will leave when you're fully ready. The next day, we left. We walked in silence till we got to the hills. There's a bunch of scribbles. I have no idea what I was trying to correct. So Blank found out that they were the same hills I saw when the dove left me. Blizzard turned and left without saying goodbye. It would be just too painful for him to say goodbye to another pup. When I reached the top of the hills, I saw Star and Hope sitting on a rock talking about me. You know, a dove told me that the ones who understand heaven when she was alive can understand her now, Star explained to Hope. I let out a long mournful howl from the bottom of my heart, and Star looked at me with her mint green eyes. I looked back with my ocean blue eyes. I ran to her, whimpering and calling her name. When I reached her, I covered her with warm kisses. We were together, and nothing could stop us, not even Hunter, Star's boyfriend. After a while, we settled down, and I told Hope and Star about everything that had happened to me since my death. That night, I slept at the foot of Star's bed. I was her protector, and I'll have no harm come to her. Man, I'm possessive. When I woke the next morning, Star was still sleeping. I looked around her room and looked back at Star. She looked back at me, and there was a knock on the front door. I ran down the stairs, barking furiously at the man I saw standing on the other side of the door. He looked scared and confused. Star came down in her bathrobe and let him in. I backed up and growling, waiting for his next move. He went to pet me. I snapped. I didn't like him and the way he treated Star. When did you get the dog? He asked yesterday. Yesterday, she answered. And then my work hours are on the back. That's actually really interesting. Mostly because it shows a lot about me and Katie's relationship. And at that time, she was in an abusive relationship with somebody. And I didn't like the guy. His name was Scott. But still, at 14, I still was trying for some glimmer of hope, I guess, to express a little bit of the religion that's in my heart. And I never continued it because I fear that the world is not ready to know what lays in my heart. There's more to this, but I'm closing in on 10 minutes.